welcome to your new favorite podcast, Coffee Chronicles with a Z, with your girls C Thunder, Megan S, and Mimi J. So grab your favorite coffee cup with your drink of choice and join us on this conversation journey. So Mimi J, what's going on in popular news today?
Well, if all of you guys checked out the Mike Tyson and Roy Jones fight, that happened this Saturday. It was so good. It took me back to the 90s. And you know who was the host? Snoop Dogg. That fool said it looked he said it looked like your two uncles fighting at the barbecue. What? I said, who said that? And it was Snoop. That fool is crazy. I cannot believe
I love Uncle
that.
Snoop. Uncle Snoop.
Yes, Uncle Snoop. He'll do it for you, right? And also on other news, I checked out Ayanna Fix My Life this week, and our girl Lisa Ray McCoy was on there, and it was beautiful. It was very heartfelt. It was her and her mother and her daughter, and it talks about so many things about how the mother and the daughter's dynamic is when you put the father in the mix, and how the mother could be jealous of the daughter. And I mean, her mother actually picked cotton. I mean, it's deep.
Wow.
Like the dynamics of their family and their house and where she comes from, it's very, very deep and heartfelt. So I really want you guys to check that out, because Lisa Ray really surprised me, because, you know, we see Lisa Ray as very hardcore sometimes, but she was very soft and open.
Oh, wow. Diamond. Was she wearing white?
You know she was. You know she was.
As
You
we
know,
know, some of
homegirl
our
is always wearing
artist
white.
people can be their most sensitive. So
Guys, that
Yes.
Diamond Players Club. I'm sorry, I had to say it.
She always gonna be diamond. She always gonna be diamond for us. You know that. And also, moving on to other things, what went down this week was the Soul Train Awards, ladies. It was fabulous. I mean, they had some heavy hitters on there. They had Shaka Khan, Mint Condition, Shantae Moore, Monica, Brandy, Her, Snow, Charlie Wilson. Boy, he took us to church, honey. I've been listening to that. Okay. I've been actually waking up every morning and listening to the Charlie Wilson performance at the Soul Train Awards, because it was just very beautiful and heartfelt, and it just took me to church, honey. And I love praising the Lord, you know what I'm saying? So he brought it out of me. So definitely check Charlie Wilson. Well, it wasn't Charlie Wilson's show.
he always puts on a good show, though.
Yes,
That's Charlie Wilson.
And you know what? He is saved, and apparently he's been through some things.
Oh yeah, he's been through a lot.
I didn't
testimony.
realize that. Yeah, he has an amazing testimony. So definitely check out the Soul Train Awards. It was beautiful. And on to other things. You know, this week it was the Housewives of Potomac, and all I have to say, ladies, is oh Ray.
Ray.
Now, if you did not see that, just close your eyes and think about Miss Karen in the bubble bathtub with rose petals all over the place, with old Ray coming up the stairs to get a piece of that. Okay, but anyway.
A piece of what, baby?
A piece of that. I don't know. I had to fast.
A piece of that rice? What? You know they call him Uncle Ben.
Oh, yes. Or the Black Bill Gates, right?
Right. With the Black Bill Gates, Uncle Ben. You know.
But guess what? Uncle Ben ain't calling her jawbone. And they used to call her jawbone. Calling her jawbone.
Retired that now. Miss Karen says she retired. Now, y'all who haven't seen the Housewives of Potomac, you won't know what we're talking about, but you should go watch it, because, honey, them Housewives of Potomac will take you there. And Miss Karen, I'm here for her. Okay, I'm here for all of Miss Karen this season. I love it. But anyways, on to other things. This week, Miss Reginae Carter celebrated a birthday. She had a Hot Boys birthday party, and she celebrated giving homage to her father and their group, and Juvenile was there. They rekindled beefs, and all of this. Candy was there. Was a lot of celebrities at this event, but she has been getting ridiculed all over social media because it was a super spreader event, so they say. I don't know if anyone's actually gotten COVID from the event, but social media is going crazy about it. Now, without social media, none of us would even know about this party and would not even be commenting about it. And that brings us into our subject of the day. C Thunder, please let us have it.
Yes, thank you, Mimi J. So, social media is big, and when we're on social media, that's our time to really shine and express how we feel on any subject, whether it's personal, just how I feel today, political, whatever. And so when you're in your home or in your car, do you really think of social media etiquette? Do you think of I'm a professional or entrepreneur, or I'm just this person that's really wanting to express how I feel? So with that being said, do you think your employer should be able to view your social media page and judge you?
That's a good question, C Thunder. And in my mindset tends to always be professional. Not sure where that derived from. It could have derived from a lot of different things. However, I think the question is, do people know that employers actually do view their social media to vet them out as a potential candidate? More importantly, I think it is our responsibility as potential candidates when we're applying for jobs or seeking different business opportunities to make sure that we are responsible with our social media, taking into consideration that anything we post is always going to be available, will always be out there. It's not like it was when we were all growing up and applying for jobs, and all you had was that face-to-face interview to judge whether you were going to hire that individual off of. But now I think it's important that potential candidates really keep in mind to protect yourself from employers potentially hiring you based on bias, and it can be from your character or your race, your age, disabilities. Those are things that we should consider.
Yes.
And if you're putting it out there for everyone to view, it's accessible. So you can't, at the end of the day, if you don't land that position or that you think you did well at and you deserved and you had the credentials, if you don't land it, you have to ask yourself, okay, what is my social media looking like?
Right.
Because 9 times out of 10, somebody probably viewed some information on your social media, whether it be, and I want to preface this. I think it's to each his own. You can do whatever you want to do. I feel like that is your right. You should have that right. But when you are seeking a position and someone else has the ability to determine what your future will be, in a sense, as far as that profession goes, then those are things that we have to consider and be responsible for. And that's my thought as far as employers being able to view your social media.
I totally agree with you, because I've actually gotten jobs and come into the job, and the coworkers have said, we checked out your social media, right?
Wow.
And I'm like, wow. So that was like a big reality check for me, knowing that, wow, people really are, checking your social media. Now, I always tend to try to keep my social media professional, because I am conscious that whatever I put out there, it is for the world to see. Sometimes I'm really bold about what the world sees, and I may put some content out there that I find funny, or that may be controversy, but I already have a job. So kind of like, you got to think about it when you are trying to find a job. That's when they're looking for it. That's when they're looking for it. When you're trying to find a job, and make sure that you present yourself in the best possible way.
Exactly.
And just keeping in mind that you are the face of that organization that you're working for, right? So
Right.
you have to keep that in mind, and that's what employers are looking for, somebody that's going to represent them, because you're a representation of that company, whether you're in the military, you're working for a medical facility, whatever it may be. Just keep it professional.
And I think that's really good. And, you know, with all of us being professionals of a certain age, of course, and just speaking to young career seekers as well, which if you have young children or even our young viewers that are watching, do not let your social media page be the assassination of your career. Keep in mind, of course, I think Facebook has like a help, or maybe you can email or chat with them, but look at certain settings. Of course, we never want to silence your opinion, because with so much happening in the news today, from race to politics, just how you feel today, you know, we don't want, because you're supposed to have that amendment right, freedom of speech. However, that's a whole nother conversation. But it's still more that don't assassinate your career before you start. Also, you can still be employed. And there's several people that lost their jobs due to social media, not only through what you're posting, but also your actions. Everything is being recorded, just like what Megan S. said. Back in the day when we was career searching, it was the paper application and face-to-face. You just made sure that you were professional, that black suit or that navy blue suit, and you go. But today, no one cares about the 8 to 5 person. We want to see your 8 to 5, after 5, 24/7. So just always keep in mind too, if you have your settings on there, you're already typing on a computer or cell phone, go to settings, my people. Go to settings and express yourself. But also think before, be like, dang, you know, I want to post this, but how can I put it out there in a tasteful way? Because I am still a professional. I still want people to hear me. I still want my voice to shine and to rise. But I also still don't want to be homeless tomorrow on unemployment.
And just keep in mind, everything is not for social media. Everything is not for social media.
And that's the thing. It's like social media is taking over our lives. You know, it's like people want to represent themselves on social media as if that's the beginning and end of your life. Like, no.
Well, some people it is, especially during this pandemic. It is for some people, because that's the only platform they have to go to. So, but how do we?
That is ridiculous and sad. And I'm sorry to say, but like social media is becoming something that we are getting addicted to.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And we didn't have this before. It wasn't that serious. Like, we lived normal lives. Now technology is taking the humanity out of us. Like, sometimes you don't even, you know, you text people instead of talking to them.
I'm guilty of that.
I'm guilty of it too. Like, I'm sure we all are guilty of it, because social media and technology has completely taken over our lives.
But you get all the updates with social media. You get all the updates. You hear about everything on social media.
It's a great benefit. It is a great benefit, but I feel like we should understand a balance and understand that social media is not our whole life.
So how can we get that balance back? What's y'all suggestions? How can we get away from this?
I would say this for individuals who are prone to going to social media first and posting their life. I say grab a pen and a piece of paper, write those thoughts down. And once you read them, ask yourself, is this something that I really want to post? Take a photo. We don't use Polaroids anymore. We're scrolling and just posting from the phone. But, you know, look at that photo and ask yourself, is this something that I really want to post? Is this how I would present myself in an interview? Would this be my presentation? You know what I mean? If it's not something that you would wear to an interview, which, you know, you wear what you want to wear depending on the job you're applying for. But I think we should take these things into consideration.
Well, you know what? That's so funny, Sierra, that you said that, because when you were talking about it earlier about your employer checking out your social media, like sometimes you want to check it to see how they're going to dress on casual Fridays. Sorry.
Good point. Good
Some
point.
people do not understand. Like, casual Fridays doesn't mean put on booty shorts. Like, get it together.
And that's why most employers or companies have to implement dress codes.
Yes.
And you know, some things and this is just the way that my mind works. Again, I just think that you automatically know, but everybody doesn't know that.
Some people don't know.
Clearly. But that's why we're here. That's why we're here. That's why we're here to educate, to let people know, you know, everything is not acceptable in your public world as it is in the professional world. And it's okay with recognizing that. It's okay. But you're free to do whatever you want to do. Just understand that there are repercussions to every decision that you make. And that's the point that I want to get across. But absolutely, you're free to do whatever you want to do.
I think that's good.
And I don't think you should be judged on it, but you have to understand.
No, I think you should someone wants you to be.
You're right, but when you're representing an organization or a company, absolutely. I mean, you know what your ideal employee is going to look like as well as I do, but it's different for every profession, right? So it's different for every profession.
You know, I think
it is different for every profession because at my job, it's very casual. Like I when I started my job, I actually wore a like really nice business suit, and they were like, "Where are you going?" They were like, "Where are you going?" Because I was overdressed, and you know, I had to actually go buy a whole new wardrobe for my new casual job. Because, you know, everybody wore jeans and tennis shoes, and I'm not used to that. I'm used to putting on a suit and some heels and being like super professional. But now it's like super chill at this new work environment. So it is depending upon the work environment.
It is.
That's totally funny that you said that.
That's awesome.
I swear it is. I was fresh out the military and went on a interview for a job in a retail store. And I went to the interview. I had a pencil skirt on, some heels, and a top that was sleeveless. I think I recall it being sleeveless. I'm not sure. And when I went in there, the girls were like, "Oh, you got too many clothes on."
Oh,
I said, "Well, damn." This is a retail store in a mall. But I was like, "Oh, wow, are you serious?"
You know what? That is so interesting because that is really tying into our subject. Because let's say some people are going to work at a retail store, then their social media is all about fashion and sexy and like.
Yeah. So it differs. But you have to know
the industry you want to be in.
Aware, right? You have to be aware of what is acceptable for this particular profession. Professional awareness is what I'll call it. And you have to be aware in that way, but it's up to us to do it. Everything is not acceptable in every profession in social media.
Exactly. And you also if you don't know, I mean, Google is always our favorite search engine, or you can always call your local career service centers in your area. And there are a lot of social media etiquette classes that you can take or seminars. LinkedIn can be your friend or anything. So let me ask you a question. So like, let's say we got the job now, we getting our paycheck. So now you start making friends. Do you accept them friends, y'all? Or do y'all just be like, it's like, you know, when you see it, you be like, because I think the way technology is hooked up, our phones are syncing with each other, our social medias are syncing, and you don't even know it, because I can see people at my job and they'll be like, possible people, you know, is that what it says? Or possible requests. So do you accept your coworkers or let's say supervisors or upper management as your friends? Do you think that's good?
I personally am like, no. I think it's a no. Unless we have gotten drunk together or we have shared some together, like I don't really think it's necessary. You know, I feel like I got burned by doing that once with a coworker that still follows me.
Oh, wow.
And I mean, it's cool because I don't work there any longer, but at the same time, it's like an invasion. Like, it's almost like when she did start following me, I felt like, oh shit, now I really gotta present this because I work with you every day.
Was it on LinkedIn or like, because there's a difference.
No, it was on Instagram. It was on Instagram. I feel like LinkedIn is okay because that's a professional site.
Right.
LinkedIn is different. That's a professional site. But like your social media, like Instagram or Facebook or anything like that, I would say no for me. It's a no for
my
me.
take on that, I think it's okay, but I don't see that there's anything wrong with creating different social groups, right?
Okay.
I've been known to do that in the past when I've had birthdays. It has been solely for people that I work with, and then my friends that I socialize with and I grew up with. I don't think there's anything wrong with creating those boundaries, and you can still do that with social media. You can create different pages and just, if somebody asks, which I don't think they will, why would they ask? If you're wanting to follow me and connect with me on social media, you still have the opportunity to do it, but you're going to do it in the way that I want you to do it, right? There's nothing wrong with taking control over that social life that you have on social media by creating different groups and allowing those people in and still staying connected outside of work. So I think you can have it both ways if you want. Just there's a proper way to go about it if you do.
So the best of both worlds.
Absolutely like that. Yeah, that's very smart. Why didn't I think of that?
Hey, if you don't know,
how do you set up these separate social media sites? I need to know.
There you go. If you don't know,
and if you want to know, you need to subscribe, take notes, hit that bell, and you can have all of the information that you need to know.
Coffee Chronicles with the Z. I got my pen. I'm taking notes. I'm taking.
You're doing the right thing.
I need to take my own notes because I'm like, okay, absolutely. I like that. Point
on off, notes taken, throwback, old school. I'm done with all of this mess.
Absolutely. Just
I like
take control over your lives again and still have a good time, right? Because there's are too many things out here that can potentially harm us in our professional life and public life as well. So just take those things into consideration and protect yourself as best you can.
Because
I like that. Because
I find
it's a matter of taking
helps me.
Yeah. So the key is protect yourself because we have multi-million-dollar people. And once they post one bad thing on social media, them contracts are cut, honey. Them is
absolutely
cut.
It's like being smart and aware of the environment that we live in. Yeah.
Professional awareness.
Exactly.
We made that up. Coffee Chronicles.
I'll drink to that.
Hello.
So look, so now we all like, okay, you done gave us the 411 Megan as on like professionalism. To me, you done had your own input, personal experience with it, Mimi J, on that. So now, for people who are parents, you're not parents, you're an auntie, you're an uncle, whatever. So do you think it's wise to follow the young people, your children, them cousins on what they call it, IG, Facebook, Twitter? What I'm missing? What's that new thing? Snippers?
Everything. Snap. You got TikTok. You have everything. And there are still things that we're not aware of, like Kick, different apps and stuff.
Oh my God, I haven't heard of any of those.
Yeah.
How old I am.
No, wait.
I don't need anything else, honey. Twitter. I don't even know how to do Twitter. So it's like
I don't even know Twitter.
It's not for me.
Who you telling?
My mind is too gone, but
I feel bad about that because how does our president Trump know how to do it, but we don't know how to do it.
And he just tweets talk about him next. Thank you, next. Anyway. Anyways, in regards to following your children on Instagram, let me just say, it is painful. It is painful to watch my child on Instagram. She's gonna kill me for saying this, but sometimes I'm like, girl, why did you post that? Right? And I'm usually the person like, girl, can you just like take that off of Instagram? And she keeps saying like, I'm a block you. I'm not gonna let you.
That's the worst thing ever for a child to tell you they're gonna block you.
Oh, well, trust me, I'm barely getting in to where it's like, okay, I can like follow you. Because I'd be like, no, don't follow me. Because I like want to keep up. I want to know what's going on. I want to know.
But I'm watching. I'm there.
Yeah, like I want to know all of these things. My daughter is grown. You know, she's in her 20s and she's trying to figure it out, and watching it is kind of painful sometimes.
Right.
But at the same time, like I don't want to comment too much because I don't want her to block me or take me off of it. So it's like, I guess you just have to watch it and do a prayer. That's it.
You have to, I think it's important for us to understand that we were there. The only difference is
that's hard for me.
There wasn't social media, right?
Right.
And I think she needs to tune in to Coffee Chronicles. And you know, she needs to be further educated on social media, just like a lot of younger people do, because they have to understand this whatever you put out there, it's going to be there. I don't care if you delete it. I don't care if you throw your computer, you trash it, you burn it. It's still out there. And that's what they have to understand. And you're going to look back at it one day. We look back at Polaroids, right? But they can go back and look on the internet through Google or whatever search engine that will be created after, you know, in the future. And they'll still be able to find all of that evidence. I'll call
evidence.
The evidence in their process of growing. You know, they'll be able to see that. But we didn't have to experience that as young people, and I'm grateful for it.
And
but
that is unfortunate, honestly,
it is,
because our parents didn't get to see the mess we got ourselves in.
Thank you, Jesus.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did.
Well,
yes, they did. But the difference was every time we before we moved, we prayed. That's the difference.
We did.
Before we moved, we prayed.
We are praying through. We are praying.
And you know that things could have been a lot different than they were in a lot of situations. Ooh. But I'm thankful for that. So we had that to rely on, and things are just really different for our generation of children now. But we have to continue that on and pray for them as well.
We really
totally need to pray for that.
We have to, because I couldn't even imagine if the way I grew up, if that was in the cloud. Is that what they call it? The cloud. And it would never disappear, because I don't have Bill Gates the money to make it, you know, go off the web.
Right, girl. I'm still trying to find Beyonce's picture of her at Popeyes. That shit is gone.
Right.
Disappeared.
It is something
you can't find Beyonce was the spokesperson of Popeyes. You can't find that.
Right. And you know, you guys just got my brain thinking, because even though we do not know like these celebrities personally, you know, through social media, it makes you feel like you are connected.
A part of their lives.
By me watching Basketball Wives, I done bought Evelyn Lozado earrings. I don't know how I need this money, but I bought it. Hi, Evelyn. How you doing?
Hey, Evelyn. I like those earrings. Those are cute.
They lightweight, but Evelyn, look, you know, you could come on here one day. But what I'm getting to, you know, you see Basketball Wives, and of course, the Kardashians, one of the most famous families, you know. Even though I don't know her, but, you know, now she's a mother, Kim. All of them are mothers. And I think about how, you know, their platform really dropped, you know, really kaboom was with Ray J and her with that tape, which wasn't all that. I watched it a few years ago. I mean, I could do that. But anyway, we ain't going to talk about that. But, you know.
What tape are you referring to?
Thank you, next. Thank you, next.
Her and Ray J.
You know what got Kim Kardashian famous, but we are digressing.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
okay.
But gotcha. You know, just thinking about how her children one day may Google her, or she might.
Oh, absolutely.
So that's what I'm saying. Like getting to that, like no matter what your status is, you really do have to be careful. Not only
about what you put out there,
because you know how kids are today. How can you tell me X, Y, and Z when you did A, B, and C back in the day? You know what I'm saying? So,
but they'll never know what we did back in the day.
Yeah. They can't know.
They'll never know because it's not
Well,
documented.
And you know what else?
never say never.
Never, right. Well, that's true.
Never
but
say never.
we ain't gonna talk about them stories.
Well, they'll have a way of coming up with what was it, a 35 millimeter camera that we took to CVS or Walgreens. They'll have a way when you have those.
Well, that's true. Might be some stuff on camera.
So right, so
Polaroid.
I mean, but I mean, I still think we were good. We were good.
We were
weren't out here wilding
it doesn't matter. We were covered at the end of the day. So
we were covered, and also I want to mention that because of social media, like women are portraying themselves in a completely different way than we did when we were younger. You know what I'm saying? Like now women are more dominant.
Mm-hmm.
It's like out there, like to be a gold digger. Like it is a thing, or it is a thing to be a hoe because of social media. Like women have no shame. Like the whole dynamics of womanhood have shifted because of social media, in my opinion.
Is it called a thought?
You think you think to be a gold digger or to be a gold digger? Because I know a lot
gold,
of women
honey. I'm talking about women are out here
out here on social media, but not so much that are seeking gold or trying to come up
do you see all these women on here talking about these Birkin bags? They talking about if your man not buying you a Birkin bag, don't trust them or don't be with them or whatever. This is the thing. It's like
I haven't seen that. I don't even like Birkin bags.
Different dynamic because of social media. It's about women wanting men with money, and they are not apologetic about it.
But I know a lot of their own money, so I can't see that. But I will say this, from what I've seen in my experience, but at the end of the day, my experience has been, and we can talk about this another time, women that are that way get much more respect than a woman who is out here getting it on her own or trying to get it with her significant other and in an honest way. They get more respect, right? So at the end of the day, I'm not mad at them. If that's what you do and that's how you're getting it, get it how you live, right? Get it how you live.
I feel like women who are getting it on their own still get the respect. I'm sorry. I feel like
well, I guess it depends on there are a lot of factors that come into play with that. It's not necessarily the respect, but I think when it comes to being in a relationship, the longevity, the appearance of commitment, I guess you can say. But I think that's what guys like. Some guys,
I do
like
think guys,
for women to be dependent, on you. And
that's crazy.
It works for some people.
I guess I don't
Let me ask y'all
that.
this. Do y'all think men are still looking for women or whoever where you could take to the White House and the trap house?
Yes, they are.
Sexy?
What did Tupac say? I need a freak in the street, a freak in the bed, a lady in the streets, or whatever he said. I don't remember.
The lies you tell.
A lady in the
I don't know. Wait, the lies you tell. Because 9 times out of 10, those same men are not even ready for the woman that can be taken to the White House. So I totally disagree with that.
No,
they can speak it all day, but they're not ready for that.
That's what me.
Because at the end of the day, as a woman, I might be taking you to the White House.
Oh. And I'll drink
that, right?
And there's nothing wrong with that, right? There's nothing wrong with that.
Absolutely nothing wrong with that at this day and age, But I still believe men want that. I think men want the woman.
Do they desire it? Absolutely.
But
do we desire
it? But that's what I'm saying about the dynamic of how things have changed because of social media. Like the dynamic has changed. Men want something different. They want a woman they could take care of. Back in the day, it wasn't like that. I feel like men wanted an equal. They wanted a partner. And that's how I feel, but now it's like
social media is a facade. Anybody can say whatever the hell they want to say behind a computer, but when you are in a relationship with that individual and you're living that life, baby, when they get on that computer, they're saying something totally different than what is going on in that house. You have so many people that get on this computer and talk about, oh, I'm praising God, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
You doing some other things too that you're not willing to post, right?
Okay.
So it's a facade, in my opinion.
It
But
is.
that's just my opinion. To each his own.
No, it is a facade.
So
Social
look,
media is absolutely a facade. It's what it is, what you make it to be.
exactly.
And
And
it's what
that's
you
the
make it.
problem today. And this is also called
Problem.
suicide
People that
rates.
believe
It's
it.
called people to be depressed. You got reality and you got social media world. Because let me tell you something, you better just keep it real, honey, because folks
it
what's
real.
going on behind your door, or not door, and then what's going on in social media. And I mean, that's fine. If you want to play two roles, that's fine. You know, who cares? That's your life. But that's also what we have to realize is that a lot of lives have been lost. A lot of people are trying to keep up with people on social media because social media, you live in that caviar life. But honey, at the end of the day, you shopping at, I ain't gonna knock no store because I shop everywhere. But you know, your budget is not that.
Oh yeah, social
You know,
media
I don't
is for all
think
the
there's
fake.
anything wrong with that. I mean, social media, but a lot of celebrities, if you really think about it, you know, and I feel that way. Like, I'm not getting ready to go out here and floss a bag, right? That I know how much you paid for it. I know what I can get for it. And it looks the same.
exactly.
Right? But
See, that's
not
why
to
I'm
say
not
that
into
can't.
labels and
You know
all
what I
of that. I
mean?
don't give a shit
It's not
about
to say
none
that
of that
can't.
shit.
And you will never know, right? You'll never know. But a lot of people get out here and they play these games because they're all about what other people think when it comes to what you have and materialistic
and it's all
things.
a facade.
It's
ridiculous.
all a facade.
It's
You
so
never believe
ridiculous.
how much of a facade it is until you really get engaged with these people and understand that,
yeah,
you know, we
Girl.
don't really do this. This is not what we really do.
Exactly.
And if you
Like,
do,
this is fake
you're
life,
in a
not
lot
real.
of debt. You know what I mean? You're in a lot
Trying
of
to
debt.
keep up
You
a
ain't trying to be indebted to
facade. You in
nobody.
a debt trying to keep up a facade on social media.
Yeah.
For what?
Yeah.
For what? For likes? No,
Who cares?
But nothing wrong with it. I mean, just like anybody else, I like nice things, you know, and there's nothing wrong with it because when you work hard, you treat yourself, you get and you do whatever you want to do for yourself. There is nothing wrong with that.
That's
right?
different, but that's different than doing it as a facade to make somebody think you're doing better than what you're doing. Like, actually work hard and get the shit you want. Stop fronting.
But you know, a lot of people I know that are grinding and getting it hard, everyone is not posting in social media. So the people who page you ain't seen no post on in a few weeks.
Those are the ones getting it.
Them the ones that's getting it, okay? They're getting it good. But you know, social media could be used for every platform. And like Megan S. said, you know, get it how you live. I mean, if that's what makes you feel good, honey, I don't live with you. I don't pay your bills. Do what you do. What they say, do what you do. Watch my shoes. Do what you do, but you watch my shoes. You know what I'm saying?
What?
So that's one thing we just definitely just want. And then also, you know, we have our Facebook page, Coffee Chronicles with the Z. And thank you for everyone who has already become members. And we want your input on this. I want you to get on there. Yep, we saying get back on that phone, put down that pen, get on that phone, because we can't hear you unless, you know, you get on that phone, your computer, whatever. And let's hear your thoughts on how you use social media as your platform. Do you use it to promote your business? Do you use it to express your thoughts? Do you use it to try to educate the world? We want to know. Your favorite podcast wants to know your opinion on all of this, because you heard ours. And we could go on and on and on, but we want to hear yours. Okay, so we
see, Thunder, provide the email address if you'd like to be a guest on Coffee Chronicles. Send us an email and be a guest and let us know, you know, what you want to give to our coffee mates, Coffee Chronicle mates, and
yes,
let's go from there. So can you get that email address?
Yes, it's coffeechronicles with a Z at gmail.com. And of course, we will be posting that on our Facebook page as well. So Coffee Chronicles with the z@gmail.com. So you don't have a pen, you're not able to do it because you're driving or wherever you're at, working out or shopping for that Birkin bag and that credit card that you know you didn't hit the limit on, put it back. It's okay. Do not overdraw.
Don't hit the limit on the credit card, though. Don't hit the limit on that. Don't do that.
And we're
gonna have some finances coming your way too.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes. I'm sorry, Sweet Thunder.
You're fine making it. See, this is what we do. Like Obama said, this is what we do, and Obama and Michelle, if you're listening, we would love to have you as a sister. We coming to the White House. We've been to the Trump house before, but we coming to the White House with y'all.
Abort. No.
Wait a minute. Wait.
So we just want to say thank you to all our listeners, our followers, our subscribers. And I really hope that you had a chance to get a take on this episode on social etiquette, where it's dealing with family, children, business, personal life. Just always remember, check the settings on your page. You are also in control on what the world can view on your page. If you are selecting your boss or your employers or companions as your friends, be mindful. They're going to see what you're posting. So just think about it for a moment. Also, like what Megan S. said, if you take a moment and maybe write it down, let's go back to the original moments where people actually wrote out their thoughts and wrote out their feelings. Let's call it diaries for our young listeners, or they probably have electronic diaries. Also, what Mimi J was saying, in regards to her personal experience, take from that and learn from that. Also, make sure that you use LinkedIn as your professional platform and try to separate the two from Facebook, IG, from LinkedIn or other personal to professional social media outlets. So once again, we want to say thank you so much for tuning in to our second
Thank you so much.
Coffee Chronicles with a Z, and look forward to our next episode. And until then, please continue to subscribe, like, follow, and comment on our Facebook page. You guys
hit that bell, y'all. Hit that bell.
Yes.
You already on social media. Use it. Boom.
Hit it.
Don't be, just do it, and I know you may be like, I don't want to do it, blah, blah, blah. Hit that bell, okay?
That bell.
Hit the bell.
All right, ladies.
You never know what that bell can do to you or do for you.
Okay.
What's the song? Ring my bell. Ring my bell.
You better say it.
Yeah.
Good night, all.
Come on.
Good night.
Good night. Thank you for joining.
Thank you. Good night.